Ludicrous or ridiculous? The whole idea is absolutely ludicrous. It's the most ridiculous idea I have ever heard. What does it mean? They're both used to describe something nonsensical. People tend to use ludicrous as a more sophisticated synonym for ridiculous. However, ridiculous includes an idea of contempt. Ludicrous has a more playful sense to it. It is used when something is silly or absurd enough to cause laughter or amusement. Ridiculous means absurd enough to invite mockery, derision, or disrespect. As a slang term, ridiculous can also mean unbelievable or amazing, referring to things that are unbelievably good or unbelievably bad. Let's look at some examples. There is ridiculous talk of her breaking the world record soon. The deal seems so attractive it would be ridiculous to say no. It's ludicrous that I have been fined. It's ludicrous to expect us to work in these conditions. Space travel is an inherently ludicrous idea. Take your grandmother ice skating. What a ludicrous idea. She broke in with a ridiculous objection. It's ridiculous to expect a 2-year-old to be able to read. Open a savings account that does not charge ridiculous fees to withdraw money. Don't be so ridiculous, I can't possibly go on holiday. He looks so ridiculous, I got the giggles. I've never heard anything so ridiculous. It's an absolutely ridiculous decision. It is simply ridiculous to attempt such a thing. He was wearing a ridiculous disguise. We really don't need all this ridiculous melodrama. What she's suggesting is quite ridiculous. Do I look ridiculous in this outfit? Quite frankly, I think the whole situation is ridiculous. You look ridiculous, he laughed. It did nothing but make us ridiculous. She found the whole business ridiculous. I'm sick of hearing the ridiculous arguments about civil liberties and tradition. The plan strikes me as ridiculous. The new laws coming up are utterly ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous, he retorted angrily. It seems absolutely ridiculous that anyone would try to pull a stunt like this. Be in no doubt that we appreciate how ridiculous this whole episode must look. The discussion about everything else we should be blaming and banning is just ridiculous. They try to charge me a ridiculous price. It's ridiculous that such a beautiful landmark should be closed for so long. Like all best comedians, he takes real life and makes it seem ridiculous. The idea that smokers take more paid breaks than non-smokers at work is ridiculous. It was a ludicrous but terrifying sight. Of the many drawbacks, the most ludicrous is that applications can be made only once a year. How ludicrous it was, she thought, to do that. You flatter yourself, why would we go to such ludicrous lengths? But the most ludicrous proposal of all concerns reappointment. If it weren't so ludicrous, it would be laughable. His death was nothing but an absurd, ludicrous accident. This is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. There is something delightfully and liberatingly ludicrous about it. The court granted him a ludicrous sum for damages. It was ludicrous to think that the plan could succeed. It is not illogical, it's absolutely ludicrous. He is paid a ludicrous amount of money. A ludicrous thought flashed through her mind. I find it ludicrous that nothing has been done to protect passengers from fire. It might sound a ludicrous excuse, but he thought it was worth a try. It was ludicrous to suggest that the visit could be kept secret. He looked ludicrous in that suit. The plot was so simple, it was almost ludicrous. Every night he wore a ludicrous outfit. To have a situation where the law can be subverted so easily is ludicrous. In the end, we started giggling as each suggestion became increasingly ludicrous.